Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. And we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We do have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is saying that, there's only 10 pentacles in the tarot. And it's saying that you have the potential to be at 9 pentacles. This is a lot of money. So the energy of the pentacles actually represents your health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D world. So it's not just about money. It's represented by coin because money, of course, is a very big part of that. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is, the pentacles are actually talking about lifestyle. And this energy here, the Nine of Pentacles, is saying you're doing so well that you actually are at pre-Empress energy. And in the tarot, the major arcana, there's the Empress energy, and she embodies the qualities of all 4 of the queens from the minor arcana. So this is saying you're doing very well. Sometimes, to earn Empress status in tarot, you have to have a lot of life experience and have stayed on your divine path, and have constantly upgrading your energy to be the best version that you can be, and staying on God's path, like being able to do that despite all the difficulties that you come across and still being very successful. So the Nine of Pentacles, this always reminds me of Nikola Tesla. If you've heard of Nikola Tesla, the amazing inventor and genius, he would always talk about the 369. If you knew the 369, you would have the beauty of it. You would have the key to the universe. And this is kind of reminds me of that because she's got 3, 6, and 9 altogether pentacles. And this is talking about a ratio. She has her hand on the 6 of Pentacles, and she uses this energy to invest in paying her bills, making sure for her home and her business, making sure everything's up to date, having a little left over for emergencies. The other 3 pentacles here, maybe one of them she would use for a more risky investment that pays well, but if she loses the money, it's not going to impede her ability to be able to pay her bills. This energy here might be she wants to donate to charity, and this other pentacle might be saving up for a holiday for the family, that type of energy. So she keeps this ratio because she understands that she has to put herself first in this position, because if she's not able to sustain herself, she will no longer be able to empower others. And so this is talking about basically you are the sum of your environment. The Empress energy has a lot of gratitude and appreciation for what she already has, looks after it to the best of her ability, and is responsible with it. All right, and then we have the 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Wands is a card saying also that you're successful and wanting to maybe expand. This card quite often can represent a significant change coming up. It can be about changing location, but sometimes it could be maybe about changing your line of work or changing companies, that type of energy. It could if you're an entrepreneur, it could mean wanting to start a business. This energy also sometimes, like he's standing on the precipice of change. He's looking into the distant horizon, and this is actually water going by here, although it's yellow. It's just because the sun is shining on it. There's ships sailing by. And he's thinking, oh man, I'd like to hop on one of those. This quite often is like when someone really wants to go on an adventure, they want to do something new. And quite often, like there's 2 wands planted here, and then there's this third one. Sometimes this can represent someone who's leaving a relationship where they were a part of a couple and now going single. That type of energy, or an entrepreneur deciding I'm going to start a business. The wands represent fire, the element of fire. They're made of wood because wood fuels fire, and they're from a tree, so they have the wand represents the deep roots of your ancestors as well as descendants. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is talking about a reward coming in of Pentacles, and this looks like it. I mean, in tarot, there's only 10 Pentacles. So if you have 10 of Pentacles, then would have to be the billionaires, and this would be the multimillionaires. So it's not a little bit of money, it's a big reward. And it's not just about the money, it's about the lifestyle that can be afforded by that. So it's talking about, having a lifestyle that really you can live how you want to live when you're at this point. You have to be responsible, but you're living well above the, able to do what you want to do, basically. And the Ace of Pentacles is talking about this reward coming in because you followed the North Star energy. And this is talking about, it's a collaboration between God and the universe to bring this energy towards you. And it is a reward for staying on your path of glory, which is your God-given destiny. Now, this is talking about, the Two of Pentacles is talking about multitasking. So multitasking is a very, multitasking is a very good skill to have, but it's talking about the dangers of multitasking to the point where you have more quantity than quality. So it's saying that when you're multitasking, you want to make sure that you're not doing it so much that you end up having to do things twice, because that's just a loop that causes you to do more multitasking. So being busy sometimes can make you be more busy. And sometimes we end up getting in a trap where we're being busy just to be busy. And that's this momentum gaining in the background, how easy it is. Like, it starts off with a small wave with a small ship and it gets progressively bigger. So the idea is when you're multitasking to make sure that you only do it to the extent where you still are doing quality work. And also, this is saying that you might be, like you're juggling, and it could be like juggling, work hard, play hard. You have to be balanced in that energy. And also it's talking about possibly, it's saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And we have the the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is when you found, like, you've done some research or some information came to you, and now you know what you know. And you've just gone through some sort of experience where you've seen it, been there, you've done that, you know what you know. And you have conviction beyond a doubt now that this is what you want to do, or this is the action that you want to take. And you're passionate about it. So whether there's competition here and other people that also want what you have, you're willing to stand your ground and fight for what you have. And this is representing what you have close to your heart. And you may notice here that this person is wearing a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And quite often this energy can represent being straddled between two different worlds. Like, before you make the choice and you actually move forward, like this energy here, or now you've made the choice kind of energy. So you're sort of straddled between two realities. And sometimes it can also talk about walking in someone else's shoes. So understanding what it's like to be on both sides of any question, basically. And then we have, disappointment in love. The cups in tarot represent love. This could be romantic love, and quite often is, but it doesn't have to be. It could be love of anyone or anything. This energy, it can also be something you love to be or do. And in this case here, right now, it feels more like this could be about something you love to be or do. Perhaps you've started a project and tried to launch it, 3 times already, and it just hasn't taken. And the universe is saying, go one more time. You're going, now that you know what you know and you have conviction beyond a doubt, you're going to be able to do it. It's way more likely to launch now. And so this person is sitting under the tree. This is something they really love to do, and they really wanted to do it, but they don't want to go through the disappointment again. Now, if this is romantic love, and then it would be possibly there was a third party involvement, and you're tired of being tired of being in love and then people cheating on you or disappointing you in that way. This can also represent giving someone 3 chances. Now that could be, a business partner, or it could be someone you love in your family or whatever, or it could be romantic love. And this is talking about, you've given them 3 chances and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, no, 3 strikes, you're out. Quite often people do show us exactly who they are the first time around. So if you've already given them 3 chances, it might be a wise decision on your part. Now we do have the King of Cups coming in. So the King of Cups is wanting to offer a cup of love. This quite often could be romantic love, but just because of the way these cards are, this could be both. The King of Cups is the most emotionally available, and there's someone that would be most likely to be in a traditional relationship. So when they offer a cup of love, it's usually well thought out, and they really want to take it to a higher commitment, quite often marriage. And maybe they're considering you as being someone they want to marry and start a family with, that type of energy. And so this is, the king is sitting out on the middle of all this rough water, and rough water in tarot represents volatile emotions, chaos in your life, that kind of energy. He's chilled out though. He's mastered being able to discipline himself when it comes to his emotions. And he doesn't take action until he's calm and is able to do the best, put his best foot forward. So he's ready to take action at a moment's notice, but he's waiting for the chaos to settle down. Now, this might not even be chaos in his life, but maybe he knows the person that he wants to offer the cup of love to is going through a chaotic time. Now, if you absolutely know it's not about romance in your life, this could represent someone who's in a position to offer you a position in something you love to do or be, or maybe wants to back your business, or some sort of energy around that. But generally, this would be love. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands, now this energy, you could be the Queen of Wands energy, or you could be the King of Wands energy. Just take it how it is. These are the first real figures we have coming through here. So the King of Cups is ready to offer a cup of love. That could be your energy. You see someone that has a lot of potential here, and you've kind of watched them build, their business or whatever, and are like, wow, they know a lot now, and they seem to have gone in a direction where they're really sure of themselves. And so you want to back them and empower them in some way, back them, or form a partnership or some sort of energy like that. This also could talk about wanting to offer a cup of love maybe to the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands energy is she's probably the most considered to be the natural beauty and one of the sexiest of the queens. She has this sunflower here, and this represents that she really has an optimistic attitude, and she's happy. And she's happy because this banner behind her represents the spiritual realm and the physical, and she understands that it's a very thin veil. So she's able to use her to come to creative solutions. She uses her ability to connect with the spiritual realm to be able to use her intuition and then put that with her logic so that she makes creative solutions. So she doesn't worry. It makes her have a naturally happy disposition. She knows things will work out one way or another because she always finds creative solutions. And this is talking about this little black cat here is saying, you know, a lot of people wouldn't have a black cat because they're superstitious, but she doesn't believe in superstition. She just, you know, she feels like you can find a creative solution to anything. She loves her little black cat, and she's not going to worry about it bringing her bad luck. Again, she has the wand, and it's about being passionate and that type of energy. So perhaps the king, you could be this energy, and the king wants to offer you a cup of love, or vice versa, however you look at it. And then oh, sorry, my cat's on my lap here, and she's got happy feet. She's purring. And are you done circling? Thank you. All right, we have, this is the energy of the Five of Pentacles is talking about having been left out in the cold. Now, I feel that this is the energy of the Queen of Cups, or Queen of Wands, and that it is, so you might be the King of Cups, or you might be the Queen of Wands, and you may or may not be aware of it, but someone wants to offer you a cup of love, and they can see that you've been through something very difficult. This energy here represents a feeling of being left out in the cold, and quite often it can speak of isolation, like from society. And you know, this energy can, like we have someone here who's on crutches, and they've been forced to wear this plague bell. In the old days, they didn't have apps to isolate people during plagues, so they would you know, tie a big bell around their neck and force them to wear it. So that when they came into town, people could hear them coming, and then they wouldn't, you know, they could get out of the way. Well, you can imagine that's not going to make it easy to get work, or, you know, purchase groceries, or do any of the typical things we do when we come to town. And there's also this person here with her that has bare feet in the snow. So the snow represents tactics that have put this person in this position, possibly from external forces. And so this energy, you know, we can all handle a flake or two, but when the snowflakes pile up and they keep on coming, the snow becomes so heavy that it collapses our house. This energy is talking about finding solutions to, these two people are coming together and they're collaborating as best they can to empower each other, but between them they don't have enough. You know, there's only 5 pentacles here for 2 people here. It's representing that energy. Having said that, this is quite often the tactics used from other people to put them in this position, especially in alignment with these cards here. So this could be an energy of you isolating yourself from people, because now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt that you're not, that these people have been behind your back. Maybe you've been wanting to expand your business, and they've been collaborating with other people, or some sort of energy around that. All sorts of tactics. And this can also represent at the top of the pyramid, like just the economy, and you know, maybe your industry all of a sudden get hit by tariffs or something like that. Like, you know, so it could be a combination of a lot of things, but quite often this is saying that you've isolated yourself from people for a specific reason, and you don't want to collaborate with them anymore. You don't trust them anymore. And usually it's people from your inner circle. So this is about finding solutions. And really the story goes that eventually this person returns to town, and they hear the bell ringing, and everybody comes running out to greet them, because now they're multimillionaire. That's what this energy is showing us here. Now they're a multimillionaire, and all of a sudden everybody wants to be their friend. So it might have a happy ending. Well, look at this. This collaboration between the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands could be very fulfilling. And also this could be not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual level as well. This is talking about like soulmate energy. These two are, the idea of this is that if you look at this as this being you as an individual, it would say that your masculine and your feminine energy is balanced, and it's strong. So you are very balanced in your ability to use your intuition and also to take action on that. This is also the Hermes symbol is representing, it's Virgo energy. It's representing healing and also strong communication with the higher self network, very, very close to source energy, to the most high. And that this is a relationship. If it's two people, it would represent each of those individuals has those qualities. And on some level, your souls want to entwine and have made that commitment at some point that you will in this lifetime. And it empowers you to get on your journey. So it could be like looking like two people that are not going, that are not expected to do well. They come together and boom, they're all of a sudden they're in this energy. Yeah, it's really good. So this King of Cups, Queen of Wands energy is looking like it could be, oh, it's a breath of fresh air. So to the collaboration between the two of them, this quite often can represent the energy of when soulmates to get together. Quite often they'll be like an odd couple, very different from each other. So it's saying, you know, like you wouldn't normally expect, it wouldn't be their normal type to get together, but the collaboration is perfect. And it causes, like, it's like a breath of fresh air. So the Page of Swords is representing some sort of information coming in, someone getting hold of you or communication coming through. The pages would work in the old days for the King and the Queen when they were very young, 7 to 14, because you have to remember back then the life expectancy was about half of what it is now. And they would, you know, come from the upper middle class families, and it would be a very big coup to be invited to work for in the palace. And their main job would be delivering communication and running errands, etc. And so each of them has an element. So the Page of Swords represents like a youthful feeling, like it doesn't necessarily represent an age, although it represents, you know, like this would be typically someone under the age of 21 when considered a page. But it's not necessarily that you're that age, but the enthusiasm, you know, that youth still has, the energy level. And it's saying that when you get together, it brings that out in both of you, and you get a new passion for moving forward on your path. This, the sword, you know, he's the only page that in the tarot that's not totally focused on his element. He understands that this sword like represents the element of air, and it represents your mental intelligence and your discipline of your mind. And he understands like the logical question that's being asked here, but he's looking for a creative solution to to be able to solve whatever this problem is, to be able to move forward in the strongest way possible. And he does that by using his, the sword is a double-edged sword. You need to use your logic and your intuition. And she's very good at that. So he might be very good at this, that kind of energy. You put those two together, you know, a good business sense and, you know, and someone who is a fountain of fresh ideas, that type of energy. You put that energy together, and it's you know, it's very successful. So going from the bottom to the top and back down again, this would represent, you know, wanting to move forward and wanting to expand. The Queen of Wands energy, the King is interested, I feel, in this energy. Both of them are wanting to expand, though, I feel, and this is a reward from God for them to come together because they're soulmates. So this energy is, both of them maybe feel isolated from society. They're not like regular people, and you know, they're kind of an odd couple, but somehow it's a breath of fresh air and it works out. And then this energy is talking about having been disappointed, and that disappointment being over, that you can accept this cup. You know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt, this is the way you want to go. No more having to juggle, you know. And it's because this reward of pentacles is coming in because you have stayed on your destined path. Very, very beautiful reading, and lots of potential here. I'm going to clarify. It really doesn't need too much clarification, but I'll clarify for those of you who want clarification. If you're leaving the reading here, good luck with this. I'm claiming this reading. If you want to claim it, claim it. I mean, it doesn't have to be that you have to leave someone that you already love. This energy can represent things going better than for you if you're in a strong relationship that, that it goes better for you now. A breath of fresh air coming into the relationship and also into your lifestyle. All right, please give it a like and comment. Consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. Now, I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. Now, I started this oracle back in 2007. I'm an artist. I completed 64 paintings in 2020. I completed the last painting, and it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. A lot of these paintings are like big dragons from the universe or other places on Earth, and they were 3 foot by 4 foot paintings, about 30 of them. So it was a lot more work. It took me a while to complete them because I just did it when I had time. And now I want to bring it out. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and I have a gallery with all the paintings in it. And this is the numbers on these cards represent how they are presented in the gallery, the numbers assigned to them. So yeah, you can check it out if you want to. The Temperance card is talking about, I'll have that information in the description box below. So the Temperance card is talking about having devotion to your path. And that's why the lifestyle and all of this really, really good, this big reward is coming in. The Magician, it's just saying this is an energetic upgrade for you. It's saying that you have infinite potential to work with to be able to create a beautiful garden on Earth. You have all the tools you need. You just need to learn to use them and which one to use, and then move forward. And this is talking about the Hermit, is talking about when you don't quite know, you kind of get stuck in your journey. And, it's talking about this energy here. So it's talking about like a dark night of the soul when something happens. And this generally represents energy where you have had people in the background that you thought were, friends and family, and that they had your back, that you just found out they didn't. And so it's kind of like, it's a dark night of the soul. It could also include maybe a lover or a spouse, or it was someone else, they were collaborating with them. And you were, that's why you were being weighed down and not being able to move forward in the way that you wanted. There was maybe gossip and slander in the back, all sorts of tactics, whatever that is. And the Hermit energy is when you feel like it's the dark night of the soul, when you're so, just feeling so devastated that you climb the mountain, you sit up at the top, and you isolate yourself. And so that can represent this energy, because you want to just be alone with God and ask for some help. Like, how do I move forward from here? Like, I'm so disappointed. And I just feel like quitting. And then when the Hermit's lantern gets full of the light of the North Star energy, he comes down from the mountain and moves forward and takes action with the knowledge from God. And that's when you know what you know. You have conviction beyond a doubt that it's time to move forward, and you have a whole new, like a breath of fresh air, a new passion for what you do. The Hierophant coming down, or showing up here, also represents if there was any juggling of morals here, and it didn't just have to do with love, but also to do with money, that is going to be rectified, first on the spiritual level and then coming down into the physical. So this can represent court of law. The Hierophant is the one that brings justice to a situation on the religious or spiritual realm, as well as on the physical. And then the Mother's worry. Your mother could be worried about you, but I feel like this card is coming up when it does lately, I feel it's because there's a lot of worry on the planet. There's a lot of change happening. There's a lot going on. It's like, whoa. And a lot of people are feeling really disappointed and maybe have lost kind of direction a little bit. There's a lot of changes happening economically right now. And so, the path that you thought you were going to be taking, there's, like for instance, just yesterday on the news, there was information coming out that the steel industry is being hit very hard in Canada. So now that's going to cause a lot of problems for, a lot of families that, of course, were relying on that as, for their, to have the lifestyle that they want to live. They need to work, and there's a lot of layoffs happening. And so it's that type of energy. The manifestor energy is talking about being able to manifest at a high level, and you can't do that when your heart is like, when you're disappointed and you're down like this. It can stimulate you to move forward, but you need to get up from underneath this tree and have the courage to open your heart back up and go back out there. You don't want to sit under that tree for too long, because everybody deserves love, and everybody deserves to be able to have a good lifestyle on planet Earth. Jealousy. Yeah, a lot of times the reason why people kind of do things that they do is because they're jealous. Jealousy is a karmic space that we get into, and a lot of people, it's easy for people to fall into this. A lot of people feel like karma is punishment, but karma is just cause and effect from your actions or your inactions. And quite often, yeah, it could be sibling rivalry. This is, those little Russian dolls, those wooden dolls that go into each other. It's saying we're all part of the same family, and all in general. And of course, we can have there's always sibling rivalry in every family, it seems like, but sometimes it continues on into adulthood. But it's interesting because we can even be jealous of ourselves when we were, like, say, for instance, when you were maybe 20 pounds lighter, and you're on a diet now, and you're like, I wish I was that person who I was back then. So it's just a very easy space for a lot of people to fall into, and not a very helpful one. And then we have the harmony. So yeah, this is this breath of fresh air and this energy coming in. I would say this is a very harmonious reading. I really enjoyed it. It is a breath of fresh air. Please do give this a like and comment if you've enjoyed it as well, and consider subscribing to my channel. I would be honored if you did so. All right, little kitty, we got to wake you up now. I'm sorry. Well.